One sec. Oh, I do have audio. Okay. What's up, YouTube? Sorry, I lost track of time. I'm making some TSX amps. Plug and play 4-channel amp for your accurate TSX with the updated RCAs. So that means you get these now that have the right angle. So this is pretty significant. When they plug into the side of the amp, they go in very flush. Here, let me show you. So if I take this out of here, this is the 4-channel amp. All the stuff is over here, and then this just has the connectors with the LEDs over here. So these now sit really flush so that they don't stick into your dash and give you some sort of noise. We made that change a couple of weeks ago. We do got to tune it though, so we're going to turn on our high pass filters, and then our level on the factory radio is going to come to right about there, pointing at that second E and level, right kind of below it, almost between the E and the V. This isn't exact. We really need a multimeter or a tool to set these, but that's a good starting point. People will be okay running that. It won't damage their stuff. All right, so now let's just close this back up. Grab a zip tie. I put a zip tie on there already. TSX people are known to tell you they didn't use it when they did. So this gets double zip tied. This gets a zip tie here and a zip tie there. I don't know why. It's just the people who own this car, who it gravitates to, will try to lie and tell me they didn't use the amp when they clearly did. So got double method, dual factor authentication right there. And then these are the updated brackets. I showed these off before. They're just stronger. They have more plastic so they won't break. One of the complaints we were getting from customers, well, not complaints, just feedback, was like, hey, when I mount these and I'm securing it, this like tends to like not snap, but like start to break off. So I made sure we fixed that as well. Then goes the RCAs, and then we just need 4 screws for it. Come on. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then this is the whole thing. He did get some speaker harnesses, so I have to grab those. But for the amp, this is the entire thing right here. So I'm about to start on another one of these. I just gotta box this one up. So let's put this over here. There's the amp and the bracket. Make sure that doesn't touch anything. Yeah. We're gonna put it like that, but we'll add some padding. So now we just need that padding. 1 sec. That's good. We just need a little bit more right here. And then oh, come on. All right, so this one's good to go. Just get it on the, oh. Then we got another one. So I'm gonna prep this one real quick. Move this box off to the side. So we got another 4-channel amp. Just gonna start with the harness for it. What do you think? Should I be throwing these out or leaving them in the box? You're gonna get it within the week, so it doesn't need to stay fresh. Sometimes I throw them out. 9 out of 10 times I'm throwing those out. Okay, so let's get started with this harness. What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? Let me bring you down here and zoom you in so you can see. Okay. So on the 4-channel amp for the TSX, you get these 2 connectors, and then, oh, is that crooked? That is crooked. Sorry, I didn't realize that was crooked this whole time. Okay, still kind of crooked. Okay, it's still kind of crooked. You'll learn to live with that. All right, so then we have our harnesses here. So the first thing I like to do is prep the speaker harness. We're gonna need some sleeves or some heat shrink, so I'm gonna cut some real quick. We're almost out of heat shrink. I gotta order more. We're definitely gonna get interrupted by phone calls. Just a lot of phone calls today. It just is what it is. All right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Acura Audio Garage.
Hi, this is me again. I just have a question. I'm sorry, I'm confused a little bit. So, on the RCA cable, in the video, there's only one wire, it's red. But here we have 2, right? So you're telling me we're not using the ACC?
Correct. So you're not.
Which is the red wire?
Yeah, you're not using the red wire. You're gonna use the yellow wire. Because in the video, yeah, in the video he did red to brown, which you can do. It doesn't matter which wire you use. I'm just telling you use the yellow wire because it has the label that says reverse already.
Yes, exactly. Okay, okay. Yeah, just that part I got confused. Okay, then I'm sticking to yellow and red on the RCA. It doesn't go anywhere. That's it, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool, cool. Thank you. I'll call you back.
No problem. Yeah, bye-bye. I have a 2009 TSX, and every time I use the aux cable, it works fine. But when I try to pause the music, it does not let me. Aux doesn't do any commands. So, like, I assume you're saying, hey, like, if I'm listening to a CD and I hit pause on the radio, it pauses, and the CD pauses. But if I'm listening to aux on the radio and I hit pause, it does nothing. And that's just the way it's designed to work. Aux doesn't have any feedback to the radio, or I mean, sorry, to your phone to tell it to pause. I know there are some that do. Like, I remember the old like headphones used to have that. Like, you could hit it, it would put pause or next, but your radio doesn't have that functionality. The circuit is just literally audio left and right and a detection, so it won't ever do that. Through XM though, you can pause, or Bluetooth, or USB. Just through aux, you can't pause. All right, so we added our heat shrink to that. Then I like to strip these. Now look, I got a handheld phone, so I don't have to use my phone for everything when I need to make a phone call. I've been had these. This was from Verizon, but it's not from Verizon. We have what's called 3CX. I had to hack this phone to make it work, but I forgot I had them. But now I'm keeping them around just because they help, especially when I need to talk on the phone for extended periods of time. Oh wait, I took this off the ledge. Yeah, it would have been cool if Acura did that, so you can control the aux like some headphones can. But No, they just did a very simple audio left, right, ground, shield, and detection. All right, so all those are stripped, ready to go. Now we need to pair these up. So on your TSX amplifier, this harness is what leads to all the speakers. And here you can see I have tweeter. It says front left tweeter, front right tweeter, sorry, positive and negative. Then I have woofer or front door, positive and negative. And I have the same thing repeating for the driver door. So this is passenger door, this is driver door. So there's 4 lines or 2 sets of speaker wires running to each door. And that's referred to as an active system. So when you go to do the amp, we wire these together, the correct colors, and then your rear doors have their own line and your rear deck have their own line, which is pretty standard. But you see we have sub R, which is this is the rear deck, and then you have RR, which is the rear door, and those have their own sets. So you have a pair for the rear door and a pair for the rear deck, but we combine those together. So that's how we get a 4-channel amp to power the entire system. Mobile Max Car Audio.
This is an important message regarding your Google
Of course, bro. Oh, I might have misunderstood you. You're saying you're not trying to pause on the radio, you're trying to pause on your phone, but your phone keeps playing. That might be a setting within your iPhone or something, like auto play music when headphones connected or something like that. What phone do you have? Okay, so we're going to combine our woofer lines and our tweeter lines. That's how a 4-channel amp will power the 6 drivers or 8 drivers in this car. Come on. What the freak, man? Oh, it's front right, front right. So front right tweeter, negative, front right, negative. And then we're going to move on to front right, positive. I like to move the labels down because I like to leave the labels on. So if a customer ever has an issue with the amp and we need to troubleshoot, I can tell them, hey, look for the wire with this label. Okay. Yeah, it might be like an iPhone thing. I'll Google for you real quick. Let me finish this. Come on, you dumb label. Slide down, bro. What is this, like a Super Hulk glue? Come on. Bro, this is the first one to ever do this to me. Freaking super strong glue for some weird reason. There we go. Jeez, bro. Okay, that's front tweeter and positive. I always got to double check that I grab the right wires. They do have the strand, so like these are both positive, so they don't have a black stripe. Negatives always have a black stripe, so like see that has a black stripe. This has a black stripe. But sometimes when you're not, see, black stripe, black stripe. Sometimes when you're not being careful, you'll grab a black stripe by accident and not realize. And then if you do negative and positive together, you could. This is another one, bro. What is going on here today? God damn, son. That never happens. They're never so tightly put on that I can't slide them down. All right, so we're doing those together. So that takes care of our front speakers, our tweeters, and our door woofers. Now we got to do our rear deck. So this is sub R positive. This is RR positive. Slide these down. See how easy that slid? See how easy that slid? That's how they normally are. I don't understand why those two were like impossible to slide. So then I'll move on to these right here. Slide these down. Of course my dog wants to go outside. Of course he does. It's like he hears me talking and he's like, nah, I can't stand this. I gotta get out of here. Okay, buddy. Let you go outside. Go. Go, go, go. Oh yeah, that's definitely an iPhone thing. There's like some iPhone setting. I've heard of that in the past. I haven't seen it personally, but I've heard of customers having that issue from like I'm part of Facebook groups where like people post their issues who are installers or own like car audio shops, and that's one of the things that has come up. It's like it tries to separate where audio plays. So it's just an iPhone setting, but I don't know which one it is. But I'll Google for you real quick. Let me just finish doing this. Okay. So RR and sub R. Another one. Trying to be a hero. Come on, just slide down, bro. You're just a label. Okay, sub R and RR. All right, so now that I prep these, we got prep power, ground, and accessory. See that put a little resistance, but okay, expected. You know, I expect that just a little bit. Not all of them are gonna slide down super easy, but the other ones are just like, come on, bro. All right. I need 3 more sleeves here. Oh no, I got it. All right, cool. Okay. All right. Let me look for you real quick. I'm gonna need to open a new tab. Bring that down here, and then let's go iPhone route all audio through Bluetooth. Okay, let's share this one. Oh, sorry, can't see the top. But it says to pair your device and send it. Okay, I don't need to know how to tap the AirPlay or playback destinations button circle. Oh, this guy has a video. Music control selected, and then you will audio play through it. So open Control Center by swiping down from the top right corner, iPhone X or later, or up from the bottom. Tap the AirPlay or Playback Destinations button, a circle with an arrow pointing up on the music controls. Select your Bluetooth device from the list. I don't know why I'm reading at you, but it's right there. So like when you go to play music, when you're playing music on TikTok, or like when TikTok goes, swipe down and hit like the AirPlay, and then it should tell you where you want the sound to come out of, and you're just gonna need to manually set it to your iPhone. To Bluetooth. As for the audio aux, iPhone aux auto play. Okay. I'm assuming I didn't even think of that, but you have an adapter that does Lightning or USB C to aux, and it sounds like depending on the one you're using, will do it. So he said you have to change to a single adapter with no music capability, no charging capabilities. So that could be one. What's another one? I'm not sure. What's other? Outside. Hold on, 1 second, guys. Hold on, let me see that shit. All right, sorry about that, YouTube. My daughter woke up, and of course I had to see her. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would try. Oh, sorry. Step one, do that first thing I said, where like in the settings when something's playing, you just bring it down, hit it, and then change it to play through speakers or play through headphone, play through aux, whatever it says. And then for the automatic playing, it sounds like whatever adapter you're using might be doing that and not your phone. So you might have to change the adapter. But all right, let me put this back to swap that and put me up there. Okay, I'm gonna make myself a little bigger today. There we go. Okay, so now that we did all our prep work, we can start twisting. Sorry about that, guys. We can start twisting everything together. What's up, YouTube? We're working on an amplifier for a TSX. Pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, so now we're just gonna start twisting wires together. And there's 2 wires on this side, 1 wire on this side, and that's perfectly normal. That's how it should be. So we're gonna start with our whites. So front left positive, front left positive. Then we got front right. Okay. We got our grays. That's not gray black. This is gray black. Okay. Then solid gray to solid gray. Then green to green black. Well, green black to green black and green to green. Sorry, I'm not mixing them up. Just didn't say that correctly. Okay, now we're gonna add solder to all of these. But right now we're just twisting them together. So then we got purple and purple black. So where's my purple black? Right here. Before, I didn't have the best lighting conditions, so I used to screw up purple black a lot and then have to fix it. I usually catch the mistake, but now that we have like good lighting here, it's very easy to see. All right, so we twisted all those together. Now we're gonna do our power wires. This is a 4-channel amp. I'll show it to you in a second. Yes. Okay. Yeah, UPS lost a package on me. They lost 4 subs that I need incredibly bad right now. So that pissed me off. And I tried going through my rep, and that was no luck. Normally, if I email my rep, he's like, let me figure out what's going on. And then usually he can get someone in that office to go look for the box inside the building. In this case, I guess he tried and no one found it. So now I have to just file a regular claim. But regular claims usually mean that the package is fully lost. And right now I need the package more than the money. Because like, those subs are here. The subs that I ordered won't be here till next week, but those are already in Florida, so I can get them right now. But UPS loves to lose that box. For some reason, that box always gives them trouble. It's that it's like a 19, 12, 10. They love to lose it. This isn't their first time. One time it was lost. I think they've actually lost it twice, like completely lost it. One time they lost it for a few months, and then eventually I got the subs. But usually when I email the rep, I get it like within the next 2 days they find it. But this time they didn't find it. So those 4 subs are gone. We got more on the way, but it just delays people's orders. All right, so now I'm soldering all these wires. They all have heat shrink already, so I can slide the heat shrink over it. The amp model number, this is the TSX 4-channel amp that we're making, but the model number for the amp is the NA2320.4. Hyphonics has one similar, which is the TPS 350.4. I don't know why they're rated differently or they have different part numbers when they're the same amp and they're rated with the same power. It's very strange to me. I think it's just a marketing thing because Hyphonics loves to overrate stuff. So I think Hyphonics is the 350.4 is the lie. It's really a 320.4. But I do think the Hyphonics is cheaper right now, or it used to be cheaper. They had a real problem with pricing on this amp because what they would sell it to me for is what they would sell it on Amazon for. And people would always complain that, like, oh, they wouldn't complain, but people would be like, oh, can I, like, what, can't you match Amazon? It's like, no, sorry, I can't. We don't, I don't know who on Amazon selling or how they're getting that price, but that's literally what I have to pay for the amp. So I cannot match Amazon. But all right, we did all those, but they fixed that now. I think they mostly fixed that. Some of the Hyphonics amps still have that issue, but most of the MB Core amps, they fixed that for. I think. But all right, so we're just soldering all the wires. Come on, buddy. Come on. There you go. All right. Okay, cool. So now we need to slide all our heat shrink over our connections. See this nice glob right there? That thing will burn, bro. Sometimes I touch them by accident. Burn you up. After this, we got 5-channel amps to do. No, we got a radio to do. Got a Pioneer wireless CarPlay radio to do. Also, Spark hasn't shown up, but I got your radio, so I'm going to do it on stream tomorrow so that I can do a nice long stream with it. Right now, I got other orders that need to go out, so I can't do it right now. Plus, the stream would need to be just about that radio to fill in all the info that I want to give you. Okay. So now let's hope that we ain't got no issues with our red or black. These are the ones that always give trouble. And as long as we don't have no issues with these, we'd be good, man. Hold on. This one didn't. Okay. See me ducking because I don't want to get myself in the eye. Okay. There we go. So that's all good. Now we're going to add some heat shrink. And then I got some support stuff I need to do. I just remembered. That's all right. Let's get these orders out. We'll do the support stuff later. All right, cool. Now it's just a bunch of zip tying because our harness is ready. So this takes care of audio out and power, but audio in goes through this harness right here, and that's what we're about to do next. We just got start zip tying. Oh, dogs are barking inside. Hold on. Crap. All right. I hear my wife arguing with the dogs. They don't be listening, bro. Then they want to act like the victims. Yeah, no worries, man. These are going out today. And I'll show you how to connect it real quick. Okay. All right, so this was the primary harness. This two right here plug in where the amp goes. So you have a TSX, your amplifier. Let me show you where it is quick, just so there's no. We have a whole video, but if you ever just watch just this stream off and then decide to buy this, I'd like for it to be a little bit more info than just here, buy this amp. So okay, so let me go to the end screen so you could see. Here's the pinout for the amp. That's what we followed. That's how we have these two plugs. That's how we know where all the wires go. I think this is going to show me where the amp is. Yeah, so here's an actual picture of where the amp is. So this is the amp, this little black thing, and then the connectors are in the back, and then it mounts with two bolts here and here. So this is the actual amp. And if I go back one more time, this is how it comes out. So the two connectors in the back, you remove those two bolts, and you have to remove the center console pocket, which takes a bunch of steps. For this, I would refer to the video because all the steps highlighted here are going to be hard for you to follow. So look, so that unclips. You have to disconnect those two connectors and then pull this back, disconnect the light, then pull that out, pull this thing. You don't have to go as far. This doesn't have to come off. Just once everything else is off, then you're there. And then for the actual amp, we'll grab it. It'll be tuned already, so I'm gonna set it up now. Both high pass level filters will be on. If you feel like the high pass filter for the rear, so on the front, hold on, you can't even see that. Okay, let me zoom you out here. Oh, I'm zooming you in. Yeah, totally. You want to look at my chest? Okay, so on these filters, these right here, these are high pass filters. They're either off or on. You want to turn them on so that your speakers don't try to play a bunch of bass, because if they do, they're going to sound bad at higher volumes. So this will allow you to get to the max volume and have less distortion. You can run these off, just know instead of getting to 40, you'll probably get to around 32, 33 before you're like, this kind of sounds bad. With these on, you can push to like 38, 40 on some songs. So I like to send them on. You can run subs if you feel like you're missing bass, or you can run the front on and the rear off, because the rear can handle a little bit more bass. And then these are set for the factory radio. If you have an aftermarket radio, you will need to adjust them. You can message us so I can tell you where to adjust it to. But normally you see I started like this, right? So counterclockwise, and then I turn clockwise. When I turn, the little top piece of this is pointed towards this second E, right in between the second E and the V. That's where it should point to. That's a good starting point. If you have an aftermarket radio that has a lot of output, you're going to come back towards the 9 volts. So down here says 9 volts, here says 0. So think of, this isn't really how it is, but think of the middle as 4 volts, but it's really not. It's changes. So like 4 volts is really around here instead. And then as you get down to 0.2, this spreads thinner. So it'll be like 2 volts up here, and then like 1.5, 1. So it's not a constant. It's like exponential how it decreases or increases, however you want to view it. But that's a good spot for both. And then the RCAs are labeled. So here it says front, left, and right. Here it says rear, left, and right. So these are going to plug in rear left, rear right, and then front left, front right. You can leave them like this, or you can turn them all one way. It's completely up to you. That's perfectly fine. Just getting to this screw might be a little bit annoying, so you might want to plug this in after you screw, or you can turn them up and connect them that way. Hold on. Sorry, this needs to go in between here. Okay. Need to do one at a time. Come on. Who's here? Oh, Amazon. Okay. Hold on. I'm like failing at this because I'm not doing it right. Basically, they all need to face one way, and then you squeeze them in between each other. So like this red should fit right here. There we go. So then you get away with that, and then you have access to this screw and this screw. And the reason why you need to have access to those is because of the bracket. So let me grab that. So then the factory bracket, or this is to mimic the factory bracket. One screw goes there, one screw goes there. So you can see through that screw hole. You can see through this screw hole. And then there's a matching bracket for the opposite side. And you screw that bracket in. And then you can mount your amp. Once those two brackets are screwed in, you can mount your amp. And then this plugs into the car. From one of the plugs removed, this plugs into the car. And then these two are pretty like Legos. They're pretty standard with how they plug in. This one goes to here. Sometimes this does like to fight you a little. You just wiggle it around till it clips in. Same with this. You just clip it in like that. And then again, these two would have been plugged into the car. This might have some slack. You could just fold it up, tuck it in the dash somewhere. You'll be perfectly fine. But that's how you would hook this up. Now let's undo it. Come on. Before, these used to come with little covers, and I like that because it shows that it was never used. But they stopped sending them. I guess it's just annoying to put the covers on, or who knows. But yeah, this isn't used. If it looks a little manhandled, we just literally opened it to show it to some, to show it on stream. It's not a used amp by any means. Never saw power. Okay. Again, we'll check these, make sure they're all solid and good, not bent in any way because we did plug them in. No, we're good. All right. Add our security zip ties to make sure that when you do go to plug this in, you realize that used amps are not returnable. So like if you power this on, listen to it, and then decide, hey, you know what? I didn't like this or X, Y, or Z. You can't return it. You used it. The reason why you can't return is I can't prove you damaged it or you didn't damage it. So you could be like the best person in the world, just didn't like how it sounded and done no damage. But then the next person could come in, damage the amp because they were trying to do something the amp can't do, and then return it. And we don't sell used items. So unfortunately, because of some of the bad people in the world, you kind of just have to deal with that. No returns on used items. It's pretty standard across the industry. So, but I feel like between the videos and the feedback it has, and if you understand this isn't going to shake your world, you're going to more than enjoy the amp. You'll have no reason to return it. If there is an actual defect with the amp, like something's not working correctly, then yeah, we will exchange it for you. Or if you don't want to be bothered because it's not working, we will help you with a refund. But that rarely happens where the amp doesn't work. Okay. So here are the screws, the harness, the brackets, and then you saw the other harness was in here. And now this thing's ready to go. This is no, this is the $200 one. The $300 one is a 5-channel one. Do I have a 5-channel? Here, I'll grab one real quick. So that's the 4-channel. This is the 5-channel. You see the box is bigger, the amp is bigger. We're gonna do a 5-channel next after we get these 2 4-channels done. All right. What's up, Spark? I got something to show you, man. I just can't do it right now, but I said I'll do it for you tomorrow on stream, so you don't have to wait till Monday. I got that radio already. I'll show it to you. Maybe just okay. The label's right there. All right, this amp is out of here. Actually, we gotta pack 2 things for the post office real quick because they're easy to ship ones that the post office needs to take. Everything else we got is UPS. UPS shit. Also, Amazon dropped off my. I had to order subs off Amazon because there are 2 orders that need them desperately. So I'm sending those 2 orders. Bye, Spark. This is for you, my man. This is it right here, the big boy, the big bad boy. Yeah. They have a warehouse in Florida and then another one in Virginia. But sometimes I don't know where they keep stock. So here's everything. Comes with a USB to USB-C, your screws. This is an extension for USB-C, your microphone. This is the harness we're actually going to use to make it. And then GPS antenna and a faceplate. I don't know if you want me to open up your radio if you want to see it, but really all I need to touch is this. Everything else is going to be exactly as you saw. But yeah, this thing is here. I will make it on stream for you tomorrow. And then right now we got to work on our radio. Oh wait, no, right now I said we have to do stuff for UPS. What am I talking about? All right, let me grab those things for UPS real quick. For the post office. I keep saying UPS. I'm talking about the post office. UPS doesn't come till later in the day. Sorry guys, just cleaning up my little workstation here. I hate when I have a huge mess going. All right. Oh, actually, I didn't look at what they ordered. I think we have a DIY kit. All right, let me sort this by order value. Ooh, jeez. All right, here we go. So yeah, first things first. eBay, a DIY 0708 DIY kit. Word, you would have missed it. You would have looked at it later probably. All right, let me switch to me and then the stuff up here. And then 1 sec, let me grab it. All right, this person ordered a DIY kit. I told you guys I ran out of bags. So the bags normally have the instructions. So my cheap way around that to not get, well, bags are on the way, but they're not here yet, is this thing. It says looking for instructions. Check out, God, this white balance is terrible. All right. It says looking for instructions. Check out our website for the product page that has the info. Otherwise, it won't come with instructions. I used to print instructions, but that printer broke and it doesn't print black and white very good. And my other printer takes forever to print. So this was my solution for the meantime. And I put these away. I haven't used these in a while because I usually keep the bags in stock. I remember to keep a good amount in stock, but I thought I had more bags. And then when I went to go look, they were a different material than the bags. So we're back to using these. I hate using these, but at least if you have a question, you can just call the number. I'll send you all the right info or whatever it is. Oh wait, I need one of those bags. Where's the Bluetooth? There it is. So 0708, the difference in the harnesses is that your antenna and your amp turn on are on two separate plugs, here shown here. On your 0406, your antenna turn on is right here. So instead of sending you 3 blue wires and you being confused because it doesn't make sense like the videos, we just take the blue wire out. So that's what I'm doing. This sold on eBay. On eBay, we sell products that are like mostly do it yourself. We do sell some harnesses, but not every single harness we offer, just because eBay makes it very hard to get information from the customer. And a lot of people order on eBay and then not answer. So then if you do a harness, I need to know all the specifics. And then a lot of eBay people just don't answer and it ends up being a huge hassle. And then we end up sending them something and then they return it because they're like, it doesn't fit because they never answered. So yeah, eBay, we stuck to just DIY stuff. Let's get box 1284. Okay. Yeah, Kenwood sells their own proprietary cameras that you can use with their higher end radios to get like a really good view. And they also have some controls to them. You can also tie in a dash camera, so if you want to get real fancy, when you go with the higher end Kenwoods, they have like more integration stuff. All right, so that's going out. This is going to Georgia. So hopefully it's Thursday. He might get this Saturday. If not, it's going to be Monday. I'm about to be out of tape. I need to make sure I order some. Yeah, it says 3 days. So hopefully Saturday. Sometimes they don't meet you. Okay, I need to go grab those subs. Okay. Then we got an amp bypass. 3F. Okay. Let's grab it. That's gonna go in this little box. This little box they sent me on accident, but I do like it. The H64. It fits the amp bypasses real well. Then I got a set of front speakers. Okay. That harness. We're gonna add a little card. Cool. Where's this going to? New Jersey? Yeah, they're not gonna see it till Monday. Okay, then I said we have that set of speakers for 2012 Accord. 2012 Accord. It's gonna be these cups and regular tweeters. Oh, can you see that? Sorry. All right, so we're gonna. I'm grabbing some JBL speakers. All right, so he got some JBL front speakers. Good choice, good choice. Solid speakers. Make sure our tweeter cups are clean. Get rid of any fraying. Come on, come on. Okay. Make the backs black so they look better. Yeah, I'm cooking your tweeter cups. It's just to get rid of the white layer, and then in here there'll be some fraying, so the flame will make it so that they're smooth. And if you don't know what fraying is, it's like you see in there, there's like a little, it's hard to see on camera, but there's like little strands of plastic, so that helps get rid of those. Cooking them up. Oh, that's weird. Disconnect it and see if it makes any difference. Like completely disconnect it. Then, if it makes no difference, your next test is to turn the sub level max to max, and then listen to it, not at a crazy volume, but listen to it. It should have gone up. And then plug in your bass knob and see if you lower the bass knob, if you can bring it down, and if you bring the bass knob all the way back up, if it goes up again. It's just a little 4-wire circuit and a potentiometer, so like it could have gone bad. I'm hoping that's what it is. If it is bad, or maybe like the difference that it can control is so subtle that it doesn't matter, so you don't really hear a difference. So that'd be your test. Unplug it, see if anything changes. Max out the level and the amp, and then mess around with the knob and see if the knob actually changes it. All right, so tweeter cups, tweeter harnesses. Then he has a 2012 Accord. So we got some foams, some front door spacers, and now we just need his hardware. His hardware, 2012 Accord. It's going to be white inserts. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. Sorry that I'm counting out loud. This is dumb, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. Honestly, so I can remember that I did this. So the issue will be if I do forget something, that's a problem. But then I can usually catch an issue before it gets to you because I will have remembered, oh crap, I didn't count, or I don't remember how many I counted, which means I probably didn't do it. So counting out loud just helps me verify I did it, so my brain remembers. Okay, sounds good. 1486 for this Honda Accord. Where are you going, sir? Shout out to Florida. All right, these are going UPS ground then, so you can have them tomorrow. UPS ground in Florida, in most areas of Florida, is 1 business day. It's pretty cool. The post office is usually 2 business days. Sometimes it's 1 business day, depending, but normally it's 2 business days. But for the rest of Florida, UPS is 1 business day. Usually. Alright, I got a question for you guys. Let's see how many people are watching. For the 2 people watching, I got a question for you. Google has the option, when I do advertising, to focus on customers who will spend more money. It's like optimized, yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay, I'll get it right now. Where's the key? Alright, you're gonna have to wait till I come back so I can ask you. 1 sec. Sorry about that, YouTube. Jeez, yeah, that sounds about right. Some parts of Florida are like that. But all right, back to what I wanted to ask you. So, okay, so you can see me. All right. YouTube, not YouTube, Google. I run Google Ads. I used to be like certified, whatever. I run Google Ads. Google has the option for me to select to focus on customers that are more likely to spend more money on my store or buy higher ticket items. How do you think it deciphers that? Like if you were to think, how would you keep track of that? How would you know who's bought stuff in the past and spent more money or bought higher ticket items? No matter how you think about it, it's creepy. Because how are they keeping track of what you're buying and your spending habits? Apartment 1. Lock. Okay, we should be fine with this. Oh, chit. Okay, hold on. My profile, payment subscriptions. Change this back to this. Okay. Now let me add some money. And it did not go through. Okay, all right. Of course it didn't go through. All right, YouTube, I got to call Amex and figure out why they did this to me. So I will catch you guys on tomorrow's stream. You have a good evening. And think about that. How's Google keeping track of how much money you're spending online? How do they know that you're more likely to spend more money than the next person? All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.